Friggin' week that's been. I turned 40 at the beginning of the week, which I'm not too happy about, I'll be honest. One of the good things though is the better half did get me this t-shirt, which is quite nice, loving that. But then, after my 40th birthday, my cat got unwell, and so she's thankfully just got her back from the vets, but we are about 2 grandfather G70s lighter in the pocket. So to say that I'm ready for a beer would be an understatement. So let's get this Tempest milk stout in the pint pot, see what we think. So the brewing video, this will be up. I think I probably posted it maybe about 3-4 weeks ago now. So it had a couple of weeks fermenting and it's been in the keg for probably 2 full weeks now. Spoiler alert, I have already had a few of these and it's a good beer. So there we are in the pint pot. Nice, lovely kind of tan head on it. Now this was just had Hercules hops in at the beginning for bitterness. Then it was pale malt, roasted barley, crystal malt and some chocolate malts. And then like a 500-gram bag of lactose goes into it. Now my starting gravity, I think the recipe says that it would have been 1055, but mine came out at 1060. Well, on the flip side of that, it should have fermented down to 1018, and this came out at 1024. So it has actually worked out at being 4.8%, which is what the recipe said it would be. Now, aroma wise, it's got that lovely roasted notes that you'd expect from a stout. You can really get the roasted barley coming off it, and there's a slight bit of the kind of chocolatey notes coming off it, but I'll have a drink now because I know that the chocolate is more in the taste. So yeah, like I say, I've already had a few of these, so I know that it is a good beer. It's one that I've really been looking forward to actually doing the tasting video for, but obviously with events happening this week, it's took a bit long for me to actually get round to it and get it up. Now, it is quite cold in my little brew house, so it probably is a bit better when it's warmed up. You get a bit more of the aromas coming off it. But yeah, like I say, it's a really good beer. The lactose in it, whereas your normal stout is obviously quite bitter, quite harsh when you're drinking it. The lactose in this added a good whack of sweetness. Obviously, as well with mine only fermenting down to 1024, it's got probably a bit more of the residual sweetness than what the recipe would normally call for if it had have actually fermented down to the 1018. But I think it works really well having that extra sweetness, especially with this being with the chocolate in there as well. It's kind of really a drink that keeps you going back for more. Mouthfeel wise, it's kind of medium bodied. It's not really as heavy as I was expecting it to really be. I wouldn't say crisp, but certainly a bit of a thinner mouthfeel than what you'd expect to get from a stout. I think I had this on at maybe 12 psi. Tends to be the psi that I run my taps on anyway. Like I say, I've started getting into the habit now of, ordinarily I used to force carbonate, so I'd literally stick all my kegs on at 30 psi for a few days in a desperate rush to get them ready to be drinking. But as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'm fortunate to the point where I've always got beer on tap at the minute, so I'm not having to rush my beers. I can really leave them, kind of let them carbonate at a more steady rate. I think that really helps. And it just gives time really for the beer to get to its maximum potential. Like I said, for many years I found that I was drinking the beers as quick as I could basically, and you'd always find that once you get down to like the last 8 to 9 pints, you'd be enjoying it at its most, and then your keg would kick. So like I say, now I'm fortunate enough to be able to leave them to actually, for all the flavours properly to come together and give a true reflection of the beer. Now, this is actually a kit from the homebrew company, and I think that when I bought it, and I'm assuming it's still the same price, it was only a couple of months ago that I bought it, maybe just before Christmas. But this kit's £19. I mean, £19 to have. I think my kegs are 19 litres, so we're talking, I don't know, 34, 35, 36 pints for £19 is unbelievable value. Would I recommend people to go and buy this kit? Absolutely. It's a really, um, it's a really good reflection of what a milk stout should be. Um, like I said, I have a sweet tooth anyway, so the fact that it's finished just a little bit higher on the finishing gravity, a few more of the residual sweetness is still in there. And like I say, I find that for me with a sweet tooth, it just keeps me wanting to come back for more. It's a really pleasant beer, lovely beer to just be sat on an evening in your living room, pop a few pints of that down. Like I say, it's only 4.8%, so you're safe enough to have a few of them, even on a work night. I think also the fact that it's probably the first stout that I've brewed in maybe 2, 3 years. I've really been into all my pale ales recently, so just to change it up a bit and have a stout on keg, I'm really enjoying it. Now, obviously, I'll post a link down to my brew day footage. We did have a few mishaps with this particular one, as you'll see if you watch the video. The Brewzilla actually had a pump issue, so the pump got completely blocked at the very beginning of my mash, so I couldn't recirculate my mash. I couldn't use the pump to transfer the wort into the fermenter. I ended up having to just go in with a jug and literally jug into the Brewzilla into the fermenter, but no issues. There's no off flavors or anything like that, so we kind of got away with that one. I do find as well that, especially if like you're a newer brewer, then brewing stouts early doors is probably a good thing, because they do tend to hide um, any imperfections basically in a beer. So any problems that you might have had with fermentation, they're just a bit more forgiving. Whereas if you're trying to brew pale ales and things like that, I know the first kind of few that I ever did, you'd get the appley kind of taste. I'm sure we've all, when we've brewed, we've done the beer where it's fermented out and you've gone to taste it and you've got that lingering kind of apple taste to your beers. Another one that were quite common early doors when I was brewing as well was the sweet corn kind of taste. But I do find that with the darker beers you can get away with the, whether it would be like the barley and things, kind of hide any imperfections that you might have in your beer in your fermentation process or just your brewing process in whole. It's just generally a lot more forgiving. I would definitely recommend for newer home brewers that it's a style to probably start with. I think there's every chance that you can get a bit disheartened when you're first brewing. You put a lot of effort into it, you get very excited, and then they might not turn out as nice as what you're expecting. But like I say, I think a bit more forgiving, knock a few dark beers out, get your confidence up before you then move on to the pale ales. But yeah, in summary, would I recommend that people go out and buy this kit? Absolutely. After the week I've had, I'm just gonna go sit back, knock a couple of these back, and I'll be back probably in a week or so, maybe 10 days, because we've got to do the catch-up video of the Strata hopped beer that I did. So that tasting video will hopefully be coming out in maybe 10 days or so. I'm going to be kegging that tomorrow. So until then, take care.